Hello, my name is Stepan Koshkin. I am the student of Ural State Medical University in Yekaterinburg. My co-author is Елена Фахаргалеевна Гайсина, and the topic is St. Petersburg Scientific Pharmacological Society in persons. Modern national pharmacology is developed to a good level thanks to the work of our national scientists. One of the popular national pharmacological schools in Russia is St. Petersburg's one. And now I'm going to tell you about St. Petersburg Scientific Pharmacological Society in persons. Anichkov Sergei Viktorovich. He was one of the founders of modern national pharmacology. He conducted research in the field of vascular chemoreception, pharmacology of central choline blockers, regulation of trophic processes, as well as in the field of imitative synthesis of drugs. He was one of the organizers of the International Society of Pharmacologists. He created a number of drugs such as dibazole and etimazole. He had works on pharmacology of nervous and cardiovascular systems. Lazarev Nikolai Vasilievich. He was the founder of industrial toxicology. He initiated the development of the concept of pharmacological correction of non-specific resistance and the theory of adaptive action of medicinal substances, such as ginseng and Chinese lemon tree. He was the author of the guide Harmful Substances in Industry. He was also the author of the books Evolution of Pharmacology, Pharmacology of Pathological Processes, Reproduction of Diseases in Animals for Experimental Therapeutic Research. He discovered the biological activity of substances that do not enter chemical compounds with biological substrates. He discovered methyluracil, pentaxyl, and dibazole together with Anichkov. Kuznetsov Anatoly Ivanovich. He participated in the training and advanced training of veterinary doctors. He contributed to the development of the Department of Pharmacology of the Leningrad Veterinary Institute. Golikov Sergei Nikolaevich. He was the author and co-author of the books Poisoning by Toxic Chemicals, Acute Care Toxicology Handbook, General Mechanisms of Toxic Action, Cholinelytic and adrenalytic agents in the clinic of internal diseases. Buzov Sergei Yakovlevich. He defended his doctoral dissertation in the topic Awakening of Analeptics and Phenylalkylamines. He was the head of the Department of Radiobiology Institute Experimental Medicine. He studied the efficiency of awakening agents after anesthesia, new central neural system stimulants from the group of symptomatic amines. He studied 12 synthesized original phenylalkylamines in detail. He developed phenetin product. Vinogradov Vasily Mikhailovich. Results of his studies are summarized in the monograph Pharmacological Correction of Fatigue. He was one of the founders of anesthesiology in our country. He created the first anesthesiology department of the Military Medical Academy in Russia. Published by him in cooperation with Dyachenko monograph Basics of Clinical Anesthesiology and Private Anesthesiology became the first guides for specialists anesthesiologists. Sopronov Nikolai Sergeyevich. Research on new neurotropic agents for pharmacocorrection of nervous system lesions and diseases of internal organs in which the leading gene is neurogenic factor. He was the author of monographs Pharmacology of the Pituitary Adrenal System, Hormones of the Hypothalamic Pituitary Thyroid System and the Brain. Markova Irina Valerievna. She introduced elements of clinical use of drugs in the teaching process of pharmacology. She was the author of 3 pharmacological textbooks for pediatric students. She published a number of monographs co-authored with clinicians on the use of drugs in childhood, such as Poisoning in Childhood, pediatric pharmacology, and clinical pharmacology of newborns. She was co-editor and co-author of 2 volumes, Clinical Toxicology of Children and Teenagers, and co-author of reference editions, Drugs for Children and Drugs in Pediatrics. Звартау Эдвин Эдуардович, Professor, Candidate of Science, Head of the Department of Pharmacology at the first St. Petersburg State Medical University, named after Pavlov. Director of the Institute of Pharmacology, named after Waldman, advisor at the Rectorate on Scientific Work. He has more than 300 scientific works, of which about 10 monographs, including psychopharmacological medical legal aspects of drug addiction. In the conclusion, I would like to say that all representative scientists made a huge contribution to the development of our national pharmacology. Thanks to them, it's at a high level now. And of course, our national pharmacology can develop further, thanks to their studies and scientific works as well. Thank you for attention.